The Munich Security Conference recently wrapped up in Germany, and one keynote speaker was Defense Secretary Mark Esper. In his remarks, he talked about the rising threat of China and their aggression worldwide. Here's part of that speech.
This September will mark the 75th commemoration of the end of World War II and the birth of the international rules-based order that has supported security and prosperity around the globe. The United States, our NATO allies, and partners across the Indo-Pacific have sacrificed blood and treasure over the decades to protect and preserve it. Yet the PRC seeks to undermine and subvert the system, the same one that allowed them to rise and become what they are today. As we speak, Communist China is exerting financial and political pressure publicly and privately on many Indo-Pacific and European nations, large and small, while pursuing new strategic relationships worldwide. In fact, the smaller the country, the heavier the hand of Beijing. Through its Belt and Road Initiative, for example, the PRC is leveraging its overseas investments to force other nations into suboptimal security decisions. This has wide-reaching ramifications for the United States and our allies in critical areas like data security, interoperability, and military readiness. While we often doubt the transparency and forthrightness of Beijing, when it comes to their security aims, we should take the Chinese government at their word. They have said that by 2035, the PRC intends to complete its military modernization, and by 2049, it seeks to dominate Asia as the preeminent global military power. Furthermore, the global community should be deeply concerned about the party's use of artificial intelligence and other technologies to surveil and repress Muslim minorities, journalists, pro-democracy protesters, and others. To make matters worse, the government is now exporting those tools worldwide in a manner that could bolster other authoritarian regimes. China's rapid ascent has stirred much debate over the primacy of the United States and the West in the 21st century. I understand this topic is part of this year's Munich Security Conference report. China's growth over the years has been remarkable, but in many ways it is fueled by theft and coercion and exploitation of free market economies, private companies, and colleges and universities. American and European institutions and corporations face the brunt of these malign activities, and we have often seen a multitude of examples where our economies and our companies have suffered as a result. But Beijing's bad behavior, will only take them so far. The world is increasingly aware of its motives and responding in turn. Regrettably, rather than change course, party leadership continues its rampant technology theft, while resolving to eventually end its reliance on foreign innovation altogether, then independently develop its own systems, and then dominate critical sectors and markets. Huawei and 5G are today's poster child for this nefarious strategy. History has proven time and again, though, that authoritarianism breeds corruption, promotes conformity, smothers free thinking, and suppresses freedom. In stark contrast to this are our values, a sense of fairness and a culture of opportunity which encourages disruption and unleashes the very best of human intellect, spirit, and innovation. This is why it is critical that together we, all of us, directly and unambiguously address Beijing's actions and intentions so that we are never intimidated or duped or pushed into bad security, economic, or political choices. And maybe, just maybe, we can get them on the right path.